EA Play Live 2021 is just about a week away, and everyone is clamoring together to see what they'll reveal when it comes to the Jedi Fallen Order sequel. What are they going to add in terms of storyline? Are we going to see Cal Kestis finally reach that Jedi Master rank? And what will happen now that Darth Vader finally knows of their presence? And what will they be adding in terms of new gameplay? Perhaps new and interesting ways to use combat, or even finally add side missions, which was a big request when it came to the first game. That and so much more that we're expecting from EA Play 2021. Well, unfortunately, I've got bad news. On the 15th of July 2021, the EA Star Wars Twitter account made an announcement that there won't be any Star Wars news during this presentation. None. Not only are we not going to see any Jedi Fallen Order sequel footage, we're going to hear nothing about their other Star Wars projects either. And the responses in the comments were less than favorable. Kaimar responded, "No Mass Effect, no Dragon Age, no Star Wars. What are you going to show? FIFA 2022? Another comment by Thickboy saying, "So no point watching it then? Thanks." And finally, Hi saying, "Oh great, we have to wait another year for a new game announcement. Star Wars games has so much potential, and yet it's sad we probably will never see it become reality." And honestly, they're all right, considering that many people feel quite baited in the fact that they were going to get some Star Wars news the entire E3, let alone EA Play Live. Especially when EA a year ago said they were planning to double down on Star Wars games. Not to mention, they also made a comment on June the 29th saying now is a better time than ever to get back into Jedi Fallen Order, quoting from an article from Game Informer. This and so much more made many people think that there was going to be a Jedi Fallen Order sequel being announced this year. But this isn't going to be an EA bashing video. There is good reason for these delays. So without any further ado, let's look at what they've said, why there's delays, and why it's so concerning that we haven't heard any Star Wars gaming news from any company. So to start off, we did make a video predicting what Star Wars games will or will not come to E3 and EA Play Live, and we predicted we were going to hear news from Star Wars Hunters, LEGO Star Wars, and Jedi Fallen Order 2. And games like EA's Battlefront 3 and their AA side project was a no-show. Unfortunately, we didn't hear from any of them. Warner Brothers and LEGO Con showed or gave no details to LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga, especially when its April 2021 release was delayed. We thought there was going to be some sort of a Christmas release this year, but we heard nothing from them. Star Wars Hunters by Zynga, we thought that was going to be during the Nintendo Direct. That was a no-show either. There was no information, and they did mention there was going to be a closed beta release this summer, which still hasn't come, and now Jedi Fallen Order 2 is a no-show as well. Lots of hype, lots of potential, nothing came forward. So why, in all of this bad news, did we see nothing Star Wars related? And the sad fact of it all is it really just comes down to the pandemic. COVID-19 made such a negative impact to the gaming industry that we'll feel these ripples from the pandemic all the way up until 2023. Massive games like God of War 2, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, Halo Infinite, and even Star Wars Squadrons, which released last year, all had massive delays for the same reason. And unfortunately, Jedi Fallen Order 2 falls into that peril also. But it isn't all down to COVID either. There are a few other caveats. For one, Star Wars games are currently in a bit of a limbo until EA's exclusivity license finishes in 2023. So whilst developers can work on their Star Wars games now, so they'll be ready by 2023, we're unsure about the legality of when they can announce those games. Whether they can go into detail about their Star Wars games before the exclusivity license expires, we just don't know the answer to that. But one of the biggest things that I think is delaying Jedi Fallen Order is next-gen consoles. It's very obvious Jedi Fallen Order 2 will be on the PS5 and the PS4, but as many games try to rapidly update their systems to support next-gen consoles, Jedi Fallen Order 2 suffers from it the most. announced, that being because of the unveiling of Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 compared to 4 is such a big difference that Respawn Entertainment, who is developing the game, is probably porting the majority of the game to the new engine. That way they can capitalize on really important systems like Lumen and Nanite, which we have gone into greater detail in this video in the top right corner for you to check out. Moving a game engine that big is not a simple or fast task. It's probably taking them months, if not half a year to do so. And this all makes sense because Jedi Fallen Order, released in 2019, was using Unreal Engine 4, a big departure from the source engine that Respawn Entertainment used to create Titanfall. Another engine that is victim to this is the God of War series. It's very clear that game is going to be a next-gen title as well, and there's no doubt that Santa Monica Studios needs that extra year to finally get it ready for the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Mix that with the pandemic, then you've got yourself a big delay. Just to clarify here, in terms of AA and AAA Star Wars games, the only announcements we got was Star Wars Squadrons that released in October 2020, and Star Wars Hunters that was announced on Nintendo Direct of all places. Bar that, we've had nothing, and unfortunately it looks like we're going to have nothing for the rest of the year as well. And whilst I hate having to give you guys more bad news this year on Star Wars games, I want to leave it off on a positive note. I generally think we're in the eye of the storm right now. Everything's quite calm and quiet when it comes to Star Wars games, but once we hit 2023, I think there'll be so many Star Wars games releasing at a similar time that we just won't be able to keep up. It's very likely Jedi Fallen Order 2 will release in 2023, and we'll also see Ubisoft's Star Wars game in a similar time frame in the same year. As for other Star Wars games, well, we simply don't know. So whilst this is bad for us right now, it is definitely going to get better. So besides that, guys, I've been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.